Hello everyone, I'm Heather Dawson and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. Well, California is home to many of the most luxurious destinations, not only here in the States, but in the entire world. And one of the benefits of this show is I get to preview many of our staycation getaways. Now, I've been fortunate to stay at first-class resorts worldwide, but this week's destination shines even brighter than its 5 diamond status.
Setting a new standard for luxury resorts in San Diego is the Fairmont Grand Del Mar Resort. The resort has won numerous awards since their opening in 2007, including Top Resorts in the U.S. and Canada, Best by Service with a perfect score of 100, and the AAA 5 Diamond Award for 3 consecutive years. Offering a complete spectrum of first-class amenities, the Fairmont Grand Del Mar is the only resort in San Diego with a Tom Fazio-designed golf course. With its SoCal beauty, the private greens are flawlessly manicured and designed to accommodate all levels of play, featuring almost 7,200 yards, over 380 acres. The most recent addition is the 2,000 square foot Titleist Junior Performance Center and the new golf pavilion. After enjoying the 18-hole splendor, step on over to one of 6 dining venues to grab a snack and catch up on the games. Relax by the fireplaces, experience award-winning fare in the Addison, or enjoy the stunning views the Amaya has to offer.
Amaya is our American cuisine restaurant with Mediterranean influences. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have 2 options for dining. You can dine outside on our patio with our signature views, or you can dine inside in the dining room, relaxed by the oversized fireplaces with a really rich, warm decor. An often overlooked place to dine is poolside. They offer a great array of chilled beverages, light fare, and an awesome burger. Our friendly bartenders will serve you chilled cocktails while you follow your favorite team on the flat screens.
The Fairmont Grand Del Mar has 4 heated swimming pools with relaxing private cabanas winding throughout the property. If you're looking for something Southern California is known best for, the Fairmont Grand Del Mar's complimentary town car will escort you and your guests down to the beach to enjoy surfing, kayaking, bicycling, or just a lazy day building sandcastles. For equine enthusiasts, there's a 20,000 square foot facility and an equine program for guests that include riding lessons, day camps, pony rides, and even trail rides. So after a long day of poolside dining, kayaking the coast, and a match or 2 on the tennis courts, stop by the Forbes 5-star Renaissance-inspired spa to enjoy a relaxing massage, a pampering facial, or an invigorating spa manicure, and then nestle into the relaxation room while you escape to complete serenity. With all the attractive resort packages, spa deals, culinary classes, and holiday traditions, who can resist an enticing getaway to the world-class luxury that awaits you?
I'm Tom Voss, president of the Grand Del Mar, and we are very happy to have you as our guest.
Spend your holidays or plan a getaway at this luxurious resort. Call 1-800-257-7544 or visit Fairmont.com. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
And coming up on California Life, our next guest has the answer struggling business owners need to achieve a successful turnaround. We'll show you why one California Ballet Academy is leading the way with star performances. Don't go away, it's all coming up right here on California Life. Well, we all know it's been a tough few years with the recent economy, and many business owners are struggling to stay on top. Well, our guest has tips on how to keep your company competitive. Elana Roman, author of the internationally recognized Turnaround Strategies for Customer-Centric Operations, joins us in studio. Thank you so much for being our guest today, Elana.
Thank you very much for having me.
I think this is a very timely subject. I'm self-employed, my husband's self-employed, and we know exactly what it's like to struggle in this economy and keep small businesses afloat. I mean, what inspired you to write your book?
I have noticed on multiple occasions that companies approach turnaround situations in a panicked manner, taking indiscriminate cost-cutting measures with little or no consideration for what the company of tomorrow should look like. That leads to unnecessary layoffs, to avoidable losses, and added pain for everybody involved.
You're really just an email away. How does that work?
My email address is at the end of the book, so I welcome all questions and requests for assistance if applicable. We listen to our clients' concerns, we assess whatever issues they present, and we're happy to lend a hand.
Now, I love the name Expeasy. I mean, tell me, how did you come up with Expeasy?
Expeasy is short for our slogan, Expedient and Easy Strategies. We offer our clients expedient and easy strategies to help them guide them through the challenges of restructuring or respectively startups for operations, helping our clients speed up their recovery and return to profitability and growth.
What is an example of that?
The best example is a combination of two, actually. First methodology I'm going to talk about is XP Goals. That's short for Expedient Goals. XP Goals was designed to address the challenge presented by leading employees through various changes of direction in change-intensive organizations. Any company undergoing transformation is a change-intensive organization. And during these times, employees can fall behind, can fall out of alignment with goals and direction, and leaders can struggle maintaining engagement of their employees. XP Goals aligns employees around very dynamic goals and makes it possible for leaders to focus on performance and change directions while not losing employee engagement. The second methodology, XP Perform, builds on XP Goals. XP Perform is short for Expedient Performance. XP Perform correlates the goals and objectives and respectively the job descriptions with performance management. It also correlates compensation, recognition, and career path with performance management. And let me give you a quick example of how this works. It's often encountered in companies struggling with overall profitability and undergoing turnaround that they fail to recognize those few employees who really, or maybe more than few, who really try hard and go over and beyond their call of duty to make the company survive and return to profitability and growth. And what happens is, because the overall company is struggling, their exceptional performance can be overlooked. That leads to disengagement within the employee mass, and that is further deepening the troubles that the company has to overcome. So last but not least, XP Perform provides an environment that allows any given number of the employees the possibility to meet or exceed expectations, not just a preset percentage of a few.
You can't turn on the news without hearing about another company failing, big and small. I mean, what is the number one reason for failures?
A company can fail from any number of reasons. Even the best managed companies can have difficulties or can find themselves on the brink at some point. What they all have in common, though, are two things. One is the fact that they need to become a different company, one better suited to respond to their customers' demands and ever-changing tastes. The second is that their leaders need to accept the fact that they are facing a crisis and they need to take action fast. They need to show the resolve and relentless determination to turn things around and to help the company survive.
And that's where you come in, your company and your book. And I know that you can get the book on Amazon.com. You can also go to our website and to your website. And thank you so much for being our guest. It's perfect timing. And coming up in entertainment, find out how one local ballet company is growing their dancers into professionals as we continue to show you the best of California. Stay with us. Well, residents of the Inland Empire don't have to travel far to get the Broadway experience thanks to a local ballet company. And as Conchetta DeLuco explains, the Inland Pacific Ballet Academy has earned national recognition for its quality performances.
The sights, the sounds, the story of a young girl who, like many, dreams of her prince. It's the classic Christmas tale, the Nutcracker Ballet, and it has come to the Inland Empire in all its festive glory.
It's just spectacular. We're very surprised and pleased.
It's awesome.
On stage at the Lewis Family Playhouse, with such rave reviews from the locals, it's no wonder it's been a sellout event night after night.
I'll be back tomorrow if it's on.
It's also no wonder it's been a hit nationally, competing with 50 other renditions of the Nutcracker Ballet for the coveted Gold Star Nutty Award and title as Best Loved Nutcracker. So what does this ballet have that the others don't? Well, The success of the Nutcracker Ballet is, of course, in the dancers in the Inland Pacific Ballet Company.
I think it's because we are so full of joy about what we do. It's kind of infectious and people want to be around it. They want to contribute.
Since forming in 1994, the Inland Pacific Ballet has established a respectable reputation not only within the Inland Empire, but nationally as a boutique company with a commitment to quality performers and performances, not quantity.
They're excited about every performance. Nobody feels like it's just one more show.
It's this level of intimacy and professionalism that has attracted star talent of all types, from our very own Heather Dawson's daughter Elise, who plays a mouse in the Nutcracker.
At first I thought it was going to be like a kid performance, but then I realized more and more it's more professional, and so I feel more professional in it, and it makes me feel more confident.
To the more experienced, like former New York City ballet dancer and this year's Drosselmeyer, Jonathan Sharp, who's performed on Broadway in the 1994 Tony Award-winning Carousel, as well as Fiddler on the Roof and the Rocky Horror Show Live.
The atmosphere in the company is very gracious. Everyone is working really hard.
It's also what drew former Miami-based hip-hop artist Brandon Jay, who plays the Mouse King, to try on a pair of tights for size. Brandon says the fact that the company nurtures and hand-raises its own dancers through the Inland Pacific Ballet Academy would also be a contributing factor to this ballet's success.
They raise their dancers, you know what I mean? They grow them. I mean, they start them at 3 years old, and most of the girls that you see, they're coming up into adults. You're just growing up through the academy, and you learn so much.
Like a diamond, you need the jeweler who has the exquisite ability to cut it and bring out all of the luster, and that's what a school with great teachers does.
Founded in 1991, the Academy can boast a lot of diamonds, including Brianne Kelly Morgan, who went on to perform at the Venetian in Vegas, to Sarah Spradlin, who performed on Broadway and toured the Phantom of the Opera, to Jill Vosnick, who once danced in the Atlanta Ballet and is now the Academy's co-director.
It's more enriching to do something for me locally and small, and it's so nice to come back here. It's home.
The spectacular performances this company puts on year after year has lots of families coming back as well.
It's a tradition in our family now. It's our 3rd year coming out to see the Nutcracker.
I look forward to seeing the other ones too.
Fortunately, the splendor of the Inland Pacific Ballet doesn't end with the Nutcracker. Guests can enjoy upcoming performances, which include Cinderella and The Little Mermaid, to name a few. Bringing you the best of California from the Inland Empire, I'm Conchetta DeLuca with California Life.
If you do your taxes yourself, then it's pretty likely you've already started thinking about filing in 2018. Joining us now to share how do-it-yourselfers can save money and avoid making mistakes is H&R Block's Heather Watts. Hey Heather, how are DIY taxpayers preparing to file before the calendar year is even over?
Well, believe it or not, about 35% of the do-it-yourself taxpayers that we surveyed are already thinking about how they're going to file for the upcoming season. And a lot of the motivation or advantage to doing that is about getting organized, thinking about tracking down those documents and where you might have those. A good way to do that is to actually take pictures of them with your mobile phone and upload them to a secure digital vault such as MyBlock. And then once they're ready to do their taxes, they have all those documents right at their fingertips.
Okay, now according to an H&R Block survey, 45% of DIY taxpayers say the process is a source of stress. I can believe that. So why are they still doing it themselves?
Most DIY taxpayers do their own taxes because they're trying to save money. And the good news is there's some great free options out there. H&R Block More Zero is one of them, and it allows about 6 out of 10 taxpayers to do both their federal and their state taxes completely free.
How about some life changes taxpayers should consider when preparing their taxes?
Yeah, the taxpayers we surveyed, about 61% of them expect that a life change is going to impact their tax situation. A lot of the popular ones are around getting married, having a child go to college, or even retiring. One of the most exciting ones, of course, is having a baby. And if you can sneak in that birth before the end of the year, so by 12/31, that baby can actually be worth up to $1,000 under the child tax credit, which can really have an impact on your tax refund.
What about new tax legislation? How will that affect DIY taxpayers?
The most important thing to remember about tax reform is that it's not going to impact anything for the upcoming tax season. And so taxpayers won't be impacted until they go to file their tax return in 2019.
I'm sure many DIYers are worried about making a mistake. Is there a place they can go, say, online for extra help?
One of the best ways to get help is through Tax Pro Review, which is a service that allows a DIY taxpayer to do their own taxes. And then before they decide to file, they can actually send that return over to an H&R Block tax professional. And that tax pro will just double check the return and make sure that they didn't miss any critical credit or deduction. And then they'll send that back and the client will approve it and they'll e-file it and be on their way to their maximum refund.
Great. Thank you, Heather. For more information and tips on how to get ready for the tax season, go to hrblock.com. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
Randomly ended up in the emergency room for what I thought was an appendix rupturing, and they did a CT scan of my abdomen, and it actually revealed that my left lung was partially collapsed and that I had a large left upper lobe lung mass, which ultimately led to the diagnosis of lung cancer. So it was shocking and really, really scary initially. And then you kind of turn into like survival mode. So you really try to get as educated and as empowered as possible. And I partnered with Merck and other leading cancer advocacy organizations on Your Cancer Game Plan because it's a program that is so fundamental to every cancer patient's journey. And it provides really 3 pillars of importance that I think every patient should have resources to, which is emotional well-being, health and nutrition, and then communication. And communication is so important because not only is it important for you to have resources to be able to communicate with your friends and your family, but also your healthcare team. And the healthcare can be very complex, and oftentimes patients feel lost because the terminology is so difficult to understand.
From Star Wars to Super Nintendo systems, trend spotters are kicking off 2018 with a nod to the past.
So we keep an eye on whether a trend is getting larger over time or whether it's spiking due to an event. So in digging through some of the data, we found that the 90s streetwear trend is here to stay for 2018. We sold over 107,000 Adidas Superstar sneakers just last year and 25,000 Champion sweatshirts that you might remember.
Vinyl records and record players are also hot for 2018.
And the Crosley being the record player of choice, it's actually been outfitted with brand new innovations like Bluetooth. You can jam on your own with your headphones.
Another hot trend is the Chemex coffee pot.
It was actually created by a chemist. You actually are supposed to use a scale and a timer. And it's indicative of this trend of taking a more gourmet approach to your coffee.
Meghan Markle's famous white coat is also trending, along with British-inspired accessories. And as for technology,
indoor cameras, the Nest thermostat that basically programs itself, and the Google Home and Google Home Mini.
You can find all these items and more at ebay.com.
Frito-Lay Variety Packs is taking family togetherness to new heights and encouraging people to dream big with a program called Dreamvention.
This gives families an opportunity to just sit around the kitchen table and dream up an invention that will solve any everyday problem, all for your chance to win $250,000.
Lifestyle expert Kia Malone says submitting your family's idea is easy. And before you know it, your everyday creative conversations could turn into big bucks.
Come up with an invention, sketch it out on a piece of paper, you write a short explanation about what it is and what it does, then you upload both to mydreamvention.com, and then do that by February 26th. 5 finalists will be chosen by October of 2018, and then America will vote for the winner of $250,000 by December of 2018.
For more information, log on to mydreamvention.com.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, please go to our website, californialifehd.com, and don't forget to like our Facebook page. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter, where we bring you the best of California.